Guys, hey, how you guys doing? Is you doing? Is you? Because today is Wednesday and this is the 5th time I've tried to make this video. Please, Lord, please, let me just get through this damn video. So I'm going to talk about two separate things. Okay, first thing I'm going to talk about is I went to therapy last night. It went really well, but he gave me a diagnosis that I'm having a hard time swallowing. Okay, so, and I don't mean swallowing as in swallowing, I just mean in general. So I've been seeing this therapist for a really long time, usually 2 to 3 times a week, and he's never really given me a diagnosis. He's never really been able to diagnose what I have or why I do the things that I do, other than I have anxiety, agoraphobia, PTSD. I have a tendency for, panic attacks, disorder, on down the line. So yesterday, as we were talking, I happened to mention that, in my 20s, I was put into a mental institution a few times, and he knew this, and I had the diagnosis of the second time I went in of having bipolarism. Now, before, all hell breaks loose in my comment section, I'm not saying that this doesn't exist. Okay, I know for a fact it does exist. I'm just saying I have not marinated on it enough yet. Okay, so when I mentioned that to him again, he was like, that's something I wanted to talk to you about. He's like, excuse me, he's like, I've been trying to narrow down, what exactly you have. And I have always thought that I had borderline personality disorder. But he said I was wrong. And the reason I say that is because when I was in my very early 20s, my dad had just died. I'm talking about 20, 21, 22, 23. My dad had just died a couple years prior. I was at a really low point in my life, etc., etc., etc. And so I thought that they were just throwing whatever at me at the hospital just to, get me out of the way. I never really thought that it was a diagnosis. I just thought that they were just, here, you don't have insurance, just take some medication, get out of here. So, I was put on Geodon and Triliptal and Effexor, to try to treat what I was going through, because I tried to commit suicide several times. It was a very rough time for me. I was cutting myself all the time. I was in a very bad place. Job Corps had completely destroyed me. Okay, so when I say that, Job Corps was very bad for me. And I know that there's a lady who is sending her son to Job Corps. I didn't get any of your messages, so I don't know. But what I can tell you, for me, it was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. One of the very worst and some of the most horrific PTSD instances in my life came from Job Corps. I went to Job Corps at Jacobs Creek Job Corps in Bristol, Tennessee, and I was there for close to a year. And it was one of the biggest and scariest times of my entire life, and it has helped shape me into the person I am today, that's not a good thing, because I am terrified and have so much anxiety and PTSD and other things. So had I not gone to Job Corps, I don't think I'd be nearly as neurotic as I am now. So maybe that will answer some of the questions, but I guess it will just decide where you're sending him. Okay, so I'm not real sure. If you will write down here below, and then maybe we can message each other somehow, some way on Instagram or whatnot. I don't know if you need more information than that. Anyway, so yeah, I went to Job Corps. And then I got all those medications, Triliptal, Effexor, da-da-da-da-da. And they made me a zombie. They made me, all I did was sleep, and I would barely wake up to eat, and I was just completely, so it gave me like a medication phobia, to where I didn't want to take any medication anymore. And I didn't for a very, very, very long time, many years. I didn't take any kind of, medication. If you guys have been here long enough, you know that I just started the Wellbutrin last year. So it had been since I was probably 23, since the last time I took any, depression medication or anything else. So I was completely undiagnosed and just completely on my own. So last night, him talking, he's like, I believe you have rapid cycling bipolarism 2. And that, again, that's a lot for me to chew on. That's a lot for me to swallow. That's a lot for me to, kind of marinate on, process. So it's going to take me a while to process that. So what little bit, him and I did get to talk, because we only get an hour. Rapid cycling bipolarism can be, it can last. When they call it rapid cycling, the majority of people have depressed and manic, I'm going to put it as waves, more than 4 a year. So they would be depressed, they'd be manic, they'd be depressed, they'd be manic. More than 4 times a year is called rapid cycling. That's not just the only kind, okay? My kind is the kind where I am up and down all day or all week, like all week, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Like it is rapid cycling. Like I'm constantly up and down, up and down. That's why on my channel, you can kind of see what kind of day I'm having or what kind of hour I'm having. But I have something called hypomania. Because when people think of mania, they think that super euphoric, mania of just, I don't have that. Hypomania can be a less severe type of mania where for somebody like me thinking it's normal, this is my normal. I'm just having a period where I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm feeling good about myself. I'm feeling good about the situations that I'm in, and then I crash. So then you'll see another video of mine where I'm crying and something's going on, and so it is a constant, up, down, up, down, up, 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 down. So, like I said, it's taking a lot for me to kind of swallow all of this and really think about it, because this is my norm. This is the way I deal with things. This is how I've been my entire life. So, going on a mood stabilizer for me, it scares me, because I don't want to fix the amount of happiness that I do get. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people with hypomania, that's where they get all of their motivation from, is that burst of energy where you're actually feeling good, that burst of, okay, now I can go clean the kitchen. Now I can take care of the dogs. Now I can go do this. Now I can go, when I have these bursts of energy, I'm actually able to go to do the things that I really need to do. So by taking mood stabilizers, it would, bring me from here to kind of here, and then I would be, and he said it would be like kind of like slowing down. Like that's how life would be. It would be almost like you were kind of slowing everything down instead of having this, and you'll kind of notice that when I am in a really happy mood, I talk very fast. I'm constantly going back and forth trying to, squirrel. So I don't know if that's what I have. I'm going to have to go to a psychiatrist and really sit down and talk to them. And that's going to be something for me that, will take a while. I don't really want to do it right now. I've got too much on my plate to really deal with that. And as far as I'm concerned with my Wellbutrin, I'm doing just fine. So the next thing I'm going to talk about just really quickly, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, is this is Saki. Saki is my emotional support animal. I've said this before. You have to have a doctor, not a doctor, okay, write you a prescription saying that you are in need of an emotional support animal. This is not covered by the American Disabilities Act at the moment. This does not mean that you can bring them anywhere you want. This does not mean that you can carry them anywhere. Just give these people these pieces of paper, and then any store owner, any place can, except for the airport and like your house, any other place can pretty much tell you to get it out. Take the dog, you're not allowed in here. That's even if you have a vest. That's even if you have a card. It doesn't matter, because we are not considered under the American Disabilities Act at this moment. So that means that if I try to take her in, I'm just going to say Wendy's, the manager of Wendy's can be like, oh, no, you can't have that dog in here. And even if I have a little vest on her and I have paperwork and all that good stuff, they can still tell me to leave, and I'd have to. So I did not bring her with me everywhere. I bring her with me to therapy because that's where I need her the most. And when I go traveling, I typically try to take her with me as well. So I wanted to make that really, really apparent. It took 2 years for me to get a doctor to write the prescription. You have to take it to the ASPCA, have them put it in their file for your county, all that good stuff. And then they can give you some more information. If your dog's temperament isn't like this, if it's not super calm, serene, if it barks a lot, if it, tries to get down and run around and stuff like that, that is not the dog you want to bring for an emotional support animal, okay? Because that is good. That gives people like me who legitimately need one a bad name, because you're bringing in a dog that doesn't have the right temperament for that sort of thing. A therapy dog is different. A therapy dog will go into nursing homes and children's wards and stuff like that and just lay with whoever it is and get some loving. They are also not under the American Disabilities Act. So that's something you'd have to talk with the hospital, and those dogs have usually some training. This doesn't need any training. Service dogs are under the American Disabilities Act. That means that they are able to go pretty much anywhere they need to, and even then they can still be told to leave, but you have paperwork and stuff saying that you legitimately need this for you're going blind or you have seizures or and you're supposed to be covered by that. So I'm just going to put that out there, that emotional support animals are not covered. And the only thing that they can do is they can ride with you on a plane, which doesn't have to be in a carrier. And they are able to, if your landlord says that you can't have pets where you're staying, you're able to have this one with the doctor's note saying that you are in need of a emotional support animal. All right, guys, I have to go. My husband's coming home for lunch. I love your beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces. I hope everybody's having a wonderful start of their week, and I will talk to you very, 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 very soon. Bye.